Everyone thinks they know the best draft position in fantasy football, but today we're putting that to the test. The three of us are drafting from the 101, 106, and 112 at the exact same time to see which spot can build the strongest team. By the end of this draft, we'll compare all three rosters and decide which strategy actually gives you the best chance to win your league.
All right, so I am the first overall pick here, and my number one player this year is Jahmyr Gibbs. That is not by far. Him and Bijan are very close, but I have him slightly ahead just because of the offense. They're pretty much in the same situation. I just think the Lions' offense is way better. They both lost their backup running back, so it should be a monster year for Gibbs. Dan Campbell just said he's going to be the workhorse, as we talked about. So, John, you're up here at six, coming soon. We see Bijan go two, obviously
Yep.
Chase, Puka three and four, CMC five. So, John, who
CMC
you going
just
here?
went. This is interesting here. I'm narrowed down to around, I would say, two choices. It's between Amon Ra or JSN. Like I said in the previous video, I'm more on JSN this year than Amon Ra. I just think, like, you got the floor with Amon Ra, which is awesome, but JSN had a pretty solid floor too. I'm going to take JSN here. I like him.
Would you have won CMC if he fell?
Yeah, I would have took CMC,
Okay.
100%.
Rob, you're up at 12. Who do you want to follow here? Who do you like? The late first round is not it's not that good particularly, I'd say, but
I don't know. I
who do you
mean,
want?
we're in the plethora of receivers, and we got some good running backs over here. So I don't know. I mean, I'll honestly be glad to have. Well, if maybe like Jefferson could follow me, that would be great. A guy like Genty. So right now I'm between Jefferson and Genty.
Yeah,
Right now.
Genti just goes there at seven. That's
Mm,
high for him
I
over
like
guys
that
like
for
Amon
Genty. I
A
Ryan
little
like that a
high.
lot.
and Jonathan Taylor.
There goes Taylor. But
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, if
I
a guy
think
like
I think Jefferson at 12, I think that's a great value. I mean, his upside is still through the roof, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's Justin Jefferson. So,
if a guy like Amon Ra does follow me, that's free.
oh, great value. I
That's
mean,
one
he's
I'll take.
basically if he's healthy, which he's been for what the last 5 years,
Yeah,
5 years of his career. I
this
mean,
guy's an
he's been
athlete.
a top four receiver the last 3 years. So.
There he
He's
goes.
Mr. Consistent.
Amon Ra goes.
There and there he goes. Expected. Rob's at the 12 here if we didn't state that earlier. So,
Saquon. All right.
wow, yeah.
I like
That's
that
high
pick.
for him.
I
Over
like
over
Saquon over
HN.
A-Chain,
I
though. I'm
mean,
not going to lie.
over HN, it's not a bad pick. Rob, you're up on the
Mhm.
clock. Who do
All
you
right,
want here?
so I didn't expect CeeDee Lamb to drop to me at this pick, but this is a little. I don't know. Do I go with Jefferson, who has obviously the higher ceiling and has been a wide receiver one overall? I think he was wide receiver two. I don't know,
Why
but
not both?
yeah, they. I'm gonna go Jefferson here, but slightly, super slightly. I mean that's one. Oh, I have back to back. I didn't realize. I'm gonna. Ooh, I don't know.
This is interesting. Are you going to double up on receiver or take a running back here? This is the hard part when drafting at the turns.
Yeah.
I feel like
What
the
strategy are you
value right
choosing?
here on CD, I'm gonna go with double wide receiver here.
All right.
Now the thing about mock drafting is that when the more you do it, like the more you know who's going to be your pick in rounds three and four,
Yeah.
and it really helps you figure out like what strategy
You get
to
to
really go
feel
in the
out
first round.
In
what
the early
strategy you
rounds, you
want.
know.
Yeah, like the more you do it, like if you would know, like when you go receiver, you're gonna know what running backs are usually gonna be around at your pick, and if you like them, you can go to receivers. If not, you go at
Chase
running back
Brown.
there.
I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, so do I.
But it might be a little too early, but it's still, I mean, if you want him, get your guys.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
still very good players
I'm
on this
all for
board. You got
that.
guys like London, Nico Collins, Maureen Hampton, Derrick Henry. This
Rashee
is
goes now.
I
yeah,
mean the second round is loaded. I
Spectre.
think. I really do
Yeah.
think the second round is as some great players here.
I think this is the best it's been in years, to be honest. I think the running backs are by far better than the receivers here, though. I do have to say, I think there's a lot of deep running back talent this year compared to years prior.
We see Hampton, we see Henry, Mr. Consistent. We see Love,
Love goes.
Jacobs.
Jeremiah Love.
Yeah,
John, you're up on the clock.
I'm a big Henry guy here, but I just don't know if I could pass on the talent of Amari and Hampton. This. It put me in a pickle here. I don't
The
know what
floor
to take.
versus ceiling pick.
My running back going. I'm gonna go Hampton here.
I
Yeah, I
like
like
that.
that.
I'm gonna take the youth.
That offense, dude, it's just going to be ridiculous. We've talked
And
about it. It's
Henry
going to be
goes right
so good
after.
this year, man.
It's such an attractive
McDaniels,
offense. You know what I mean?
yeah. I just want to have a part of it.
You need a piece.
Let's see who's gonna fall to me here. I'm hoping Nico Collins fall. That'd be a great value as my receiver one. There, he does fall.
There's
He does
McBride
fall
going.
here. So we're gonna go Nico Collins and Brock Bowers, I really do like him this year, but it just depends. Do you want to go tight? Do you want to go tight end early, or do you want to go like another receiver like AJ Brown here? I just think you really cannot pass up on a guy like AJ Brown here and take him over
100. If
tight end.
AJ Brown falls the third round, that's like seeing Christmas presents
That's
under the
insane
tree.
value. I just don't think you could take a tight end over him. It just makes no sense to me. When I feel like
Yeah,
AJ Brown has a higher ceiling too compared to Brock
AJ
Bowers.
Brown's just going to put up way more points than Brock Bowers is going to put up on the season.
Yep.
Night and day.
Now, if it was Bowers versus Olave, that's a closer discussion. Like a Bowers versus Smith, like those I could argue you going Bowers like that wouldn't like there's a place that you go Bowers, but going Bowers over AJ Brown just it
Hmm.
wouldn't make much sense to me.
All right,
John, you're
let's
back
see
up
what
on
we
the
can do
clock here.
here.
Who do you want? Let's see.
Um,
You already have JSN and Marion Hampton.
yep. I'm in for a receiver. It's either Olave, Pickens, or Garrett Wilson. I'm not the biggest fan of Tet right now, but I think this is the year for Garrett Wilson.
Wow.
Honestly, he's got the.
Wilson over Pickens. That's
I
deep.
think Gino's going to air the ball out a lot. I like Garrett Wilson.
I like Garrett Wilson too. I have him actually ranked higher in my rankings than most people do. We actually see
Mhm.
the team at two go Bijan, then Trey McBride and Brock Bowers.
I took him over
You don't really see
Pickens.
that combination ever.
That's a little bit of a hot take,
Yeah.
but it's a mock draft. Test
Yep.
it out.
Olave Tech Kyron after you. There goes Pickens. Falling
Not Pickens,
late.
yes.
Pickens fell very far there.
Yeah.
I was hoping he fell to me right here, but I don't know. So as we know, I took CD and Jefferson. So I mean, the receivers here are very good. I can stick with a no running back and take a Josh Allen, but I don't know. I'm not a huge quarterback early guy.
Yep.
Um, but I'm gonna stick with my running back one here and take Travis Etienne.
Good pick. Need a running
Oh,
back there.
I mean Travis A Chain. Say it right.
Get the
And
correction ready. We'll get it down by August.
yeah. And here I'm not gonna take a running back here. I'm gonna keep my running back two position open, and I'm going to go with Zay Flowers as my flex. Who I mean, Zay Flowers he is another consistent guy.
He was receiver 7 last year, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
I feel like his floor is
He's
super high.
constantly underrated every single season.
He is.
Yep.
He's not a flashy player. I think that Zay Flowers is like you can't really compare him to James Cook, but like name wise, like they're both not flashy players, but they'll finish super high in the rankings.
I just
Year in, year.
my only problem
I
with Zay
like this guy
Flowers
at the
is
110.
Flowers
At
is never
Luka
used
now,
in the red zone really at all.
Yeah, I mean, we saw 2 years ago when Lamar Jackson had I think 41 touchdowns, only
He had
four of
4
those,
maybe, I think. Zay
four of
Flowers.
those went to Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
But I mean,
All
I
right.
still think that year he
all right,
ended up like
let's see this
1,200 yards, something crazy.
We got John up here at the 4-7. We see Terry Mecca, Bucky, Cam, T. Higgins go off before him. Let's see. Who are you gonna go here, John?
I'm going to go Josh Allen.
Yeah, great.
That's value
Insane
there.
value
You take
here.
the best quarterback in the draft in the middle of the fourth round. Why not?
Yep. That's
Start the
great value
quarterbacks
on
going
him.
early.
And ever since 2021, 2020, he's been QB1 or QB2 every single year. So I mean,
Yeah.
and he plays. He's never
You know
hurt.
what you're going to get. He plays every single game.
It's not like Lamar where you have to worry. I'm actually
Yeah.
glad Lamar got
Like I said, I love
picked there.
Lamar, but Josh Allen, he's a warrior. He's going to play every single game.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, I think, well, what was it? It might be 6 years now. He's never finished below quarterback two. I think it's 5 years, actually. He's never finished below quarterback two.
Yeah.
You got a guy like Lamar who can obviously finish as quarterback one, but his floor last year, we saw, he can get injured. He can have a rough year. So
He
It
has.
was
Allen's
an
a better pick.
injury-riddled season for Lamar. It was just
He honestly, he might have a higher ceiling, but he just gets hurt way too
Yeah,
often.
exactly.
Hunter, before you pick, how do you feel like Cardinal Tate in the end of the fourth round? What's your thoughts on him?
I mean,
I'm in the middle with him.
I just think his
this
his
too high
upside
for
is
him?
high, but I just don't know. It's the Titans. For me here, my highest ranked receiver is Lad McConkey, and honestly, I think here in a 12-man league, I don't think any of these running backs are worth going here. So I'm gonna wait on running back, and I'm gonna go with the best tight end available. I think I'm gonna go Tyler Warren here. The QBs are very good to wait on, and I just don't think it's worth picking one here in the 5th round instead of going with a tight end. I mean, Warren was very good last year until Daniel Jones' injury, pretty much. So I think it's pretty good value getting him in the early 5th round.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
that's
like
great
we said in
value.
our last video, when they got rid of Pittman, a lot of more targets open up now
Yeah.
in this offense.
Pittman had 110 targets last year. That's about six and a half targets per game, which is just up for grabs. And
Mhm.
Warren's definitely going to be in there to get some of those targets.
All right, John. So you're on the clock in 2 picks. You have JSN, Amari Hampton, Garrett Wilson, Josh Allen. What are you thinking here? What
I'm thinking
position are you
Jadarian
aiming for?
Price. Want some
Jadarian
more
Price. I
beef in
like
this
it.
roster.
No Charbonnet until probably around week 12-ish, I think
Yep.
reports have said. So I mean, and by then, if he's good, he's not letting that RB1 role
Yeah, I'm
go.
not
So,
overthinking this. Jadarian Price spent first round capital on him.
yep.
Charbonnet's not going back till week 10, I think the earliest, because he got that ACL surgery in February. So we
Very
got a
late.
while for him to come back. I'm taking Price here now.
And the usual recovery time for the ACL is at least 9 months, which is somewhere around
Yep.
the middle of the season. And then even if
Mhm.
if it's anything else, like they haven't reported, and if it's not just an ACL, it usually takes way longer. So we'll
Yep.
see. I do like Price this year. He's a good rookie pick.
I
I mean,
got two
fellas, how do we feel
two
about
running backs, two
Jamison
receivers.
Williams this year? That's another like questionable thing. We could talk about after my picks right here, but I don't know. I liked him. I liked him a lot last year, but I feel like he was another inconsistent guy. But then towards the end of the year, he was great. So
Rob,
right
you
here,
got pick over.
I need my running back two position filled, and I see we have DeAndre Swift here, who I'm I love here as a late, basically 6th round pick here. So I'm gonna take him up fast. I mean that
Great
offense is
value.
just it's a good offense. I mean Caleb Williams is gonna get better as he goes. Um, especially the receivers here like Burden. I'm not gonna pick Burden, but he's in store for a great year. Right here I see Harold Fannin, who I know a lot of people are high on him. I don't know about him. I'm a little shaky on him, just strictly because of the Browns. But right here, I'm actually going to go with Drake May as my quarterback.
Wow. I think it's a pretty good value for Drake May. It was a QB2 last year. And I really like
Yep.
the value in Swift. The only running back that went ahead of him that I wouldn't take over him is, or that what I would take over him is Jadarian Price. I would take Swift over Trev, David Montgomery, Judkins, and Bashaw Tootin. And
Yeah,
then
I'm
back
the
on your
same thing.
JMO question, I mean, I think he's a very good flex, but with Laporta now being back and healthy, I mean, he really was not. Yeah, people were gonna say it was the OC change and Campbell calling plays, but with Laporta being back and healthy, I just think it's his target. He's gonna have those 0 point games, like he's had them over the last 2 years, plenty of times, and
Yep.
I don't think it's worth it as a flex. He's gonna have those boom games, but if he's a receiver too, I wouldn't be happy about it.
Yeah.
But back to your saying about Swift, I think Benunga is going to play a lot more than he did last year.
I mean,
Mhm.
I just think Benunga, he already played like around 40% of snaps last year, so he played still a decent amount. And I just think Swift's always been he's never not been a top 24 running back in his career. So I just think his floor is better than any of these other guys. And John, you're up here at the 6-7. So what are you thinking here?
This is interesting here. I mean, I just need a flex and a tight end to round out my starting lineup. I'm not the biggest Chuba guy, neither Pittman. Don't know about Tyson. Pierce value at 70 isn't enough to pay off. We saw what Jawan Jennings did in San Francisco. There's no reason why Mike Evans shouldn't be better than him in San Francisco. Jawan Jennings caught around 8+ touchdowns last year and was an elite red zone threat for the 49ers. Mike Evans has been a red zone threat his entire career. There's no reason why, if Mike Evans isn't healthy, he's not scoring 10 touchdowns this year. In the
I
middle
do
of the
like
sixth
Evans
round in
too.
a 12-team league, you can't pass up the Mike Evans.
Great flex. The only worry is just obviously the hamstring
Health.
he's been dealing with for over his career. But
That's
yeah,
it.
other than that, the talent is still there. When he played last year, he was still great in the games he was healthy. And I do think it's a good pick there, and it's a
Look at that
very good
first game
value.
he came back off the collarbone in week 15. I started it in my fantasy football playoff game. He went off. He had
Yep.
150 receiving yards.
All right, so I'm up here at the 6-12. I think it's a great value here with Jaden Daniels. I mean, his ADP is 57 and he fell to me at the 6-12. I think that's very good value. And these running backs are brutal here. Wow. I mean, I think just in case no running backs fall to me at the next round, I'm gonna go Tony Pollard. I mean, the offense is gonna be much better this year now with Dable calling plays. So I think I mean another year of Cam Ward too. So I think it's a decent guy there in Pollard. You're not expecting like a high ceiling, but maybe he can finish as a top 24 guy for you at the running
Yeah.
back position.
He ran over
Tony
for 1,000
Pollard.
yards last year. He had a solid
Mm-hmm.
season.
Tony Pollard is one of
Fantasy, he didn't
is
get it done, but he played well.
Yep.
I think he's honestly one of the most underrated players in the draft this year. Tony Pollard. I mean, this guy. I think he's never finished below what he's never been an RB 24 or below. I think, and right now we're drafting him around that position. We're
Yep.
drafting him at his floor right now, and we're talking about Dables here. Cam Ward, 2nd year. Um, I mean, and Cam Ward could only get better. He was not really very good last year. He has two new receivers now with Tate and Wandale Robinson. The offense is going to be better. Tony Pollard he's a 1,000-yard runner, and he's going to have I think another solid season.
Mhm.
Where right here, you're already taking him, it's a complete steal, and you're drafting him at his floor. So,
And
Yep.
John, at the
I
seventh
passed it
round
up
there,
though.
you went Aaron Jones for
Hmm.
your seventh round pick. You want to
I didn't
explain?
like any of the tight ends in this draft range, and I went Aaron Jones. Running back three. You always need a good running back three, especially in a 12 team. You're able to get a filler in. Hampton goes down, or Price goes down, or they're simply just not playing well. I think Aaron
Especially with
Jones can play
especially
solid
with
this
Price
year.
because he's a rookie, so you don't know. At
Uh-huh.
least to start the year, you can always plug in Aaron Jones if he's starting slow. And Diaz, you're up here at the 7-12. What are you thinking?
Yep.
yep. Right now, I'm going to go with Wandale Robinson. I talked about before. He was a top 15 wide receiver last year. I mean, very quietly, I believe too, and he was a reception monster. He's gonna be, I think, another reception monster. He's back with Dable again. I mean, it's literally no like the consistency is gonna be there, and there's no really risk in taking this pick. And next, I'm gonna go. I love this pick a lot. I like Rashad White with the Commanders now. We saw what Rashad White can do as a PPR machine a couple years ago back in Tampa. Right now, he's the RB1 for Washington, and I feel like he's going to have I mean, he might not have that same year, but he could definitely be in contention to have a pretty solid top 15 running back season.
Yep. And there's not much competition there. I mean, they drafted a rookie this year, and they still have Bill. I mean, that RB room is open for taking. I mean, it kind of
Definitely.
reminds me. He could have like a Javonte Williams kind of season. Like he has a
Hmm.
resurgence on a new team. And the Commanders' offense, it was very good back in 2024 when they were healthy. So if they can get back, they're all healthy now, and they can get back to that form. It could be a good season for Rashad White.
With JD back, anything's possible, man. That guy is
Yep.
something else. He's a dog.
Very good player when healthy. John, you're coming up here in two picks. What are you thinking? Are you looking for your first tight end?
Yet, not yet. We're gonna draft some guy that we talked about in last video. I'm gonna take Josh Downs here.
Mm.
Guy we talked about in last video. A big sleeper. It's an 8th round pick. No risk here.
Nope.
My bench wide receiver. Hey, he could be a late year flex play. Let's say Evans gets hurt, or he just opens up to be one of the better receivers on my team because a lot of targets open up now in this offense, and I like the Colts offense.
And I'm up here in a pick, and I'm up now actually, and I'm looking at a guy that I also talked about in that sleeper video, and I like Jonathan Brooks here. You know, you have the safe floor with Tony Pollard as your RB2, and then you have a guy on your bench that you can sit for the first couple weeks and let the situation figure out, and he can pop off anytime in the middle of the season and be a league winner for you. And then I'm also going to combine that with a little bit more safety here. I'm going to go with another running back. I'm going to go Kyle Monunga, who you actually just talked about. I do think he's gonna get bumped up a little bit usage wise this year. I don't think he's gonna be like David Montgomery and how people compare him because of
Mm-hmm.
just Ben Johnson. I don't think he's gonna be that good, but he can definitely be a good guy you can plug in and get many touchdowns for you.
Yeah,
He can have 2+ touchdown games this year, I think.
100%. David Montgomery was just simply a better player.
Mhm.
You can't compare someone to David Montgomery. Yeah, they can try to put them in a similar role, but he's just not as good as David Montgomery. Simply said, that's it.
And that's the same thing for Swift, I'd say too. Like they really just try to compare the old Lions offense to like the Bears' current offense, but Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery are just a much better running back duo compared to DeAndre Swift and
Exactly.
Colin guy. All right,
And I
John,
want to talk
you're
about
up here in
here.
a pick. Tight
I'm
end,
going to take
you
George
still haven't
Kittle.
picked it.
George Kittle is a guy who's on track to play week 1. So he didn't get the traditional Achilles tear. He tore the top part of his Achilles, which isn't as frequent. Like most NFL players tear the bottom of their Achilles. This is all that I've read. And it takes a lot more recovery time. So I think there's a great chance George Kittle is on the field week 1. And I'm not afraid to take 249ers because this offense is going to be elite.
Yeah,
I'm going to invest as many parts as I can into a Kyle Shanahan offense as possible.
that's a good pick here.
Yeah, I want to talk about this. In these late rounds, we have to go strictly for upside, and then you can go for a safe guy like a handcuff. But I feel like in these late rounds, you got to go for upside here because, like right here where I'm up, Matthew Golden, as I think a really very high upside. Also, we see Casey Concepcion, who can be the wide receiver 1 for Cleveland. So right now, I mean, I do see Ferguson. I don't have a tight end, but I feel like the upside with these two picks, I'm going to take both Matthew Golden and KC Concepcion.
I like the golden pick. I like that pick a lot. We saw what he did in the playoff game last year. They did get rid of Dobbs, but they extended Christian Watson. So, but I feel like there's a bigger role. There has to be a bigger role for Matthew Golden. He's the first Packers wide receiver taken in the first round. There's
Hmm.
no reason why he shouldn't be good.
Romeo
Yeah,
Dobbs is gone. I think you just say that. I don't know. Dobbs
Yeah.
is gone, and I mean, I really do think it was an overpay for Christian Watson. We know what kind of player he is on the field. When he's on the field, he's a great player. He's a field stretcher, touchdown machine. But that contract, I mean, you got to play some more games first, in my opinion. He hasn't
he's
broke
never on
over
the
like
field.
he hasn't broke over 700 yards. I don't know. So that's my 2 cents.
And I just think you can't write Golden off of a one bad. It was a rookie. You
Exactly.
can't write him off after a bad season. And John, you're up here at the 10-7. What are you thinking?
Taking my first handcuff, Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah, I like it.
His
Smart,
ADP
smart.
was coming close to the draft board, and that's usually when people start looking at that.
Mm-mm.
And I didn't want him to get taken by another team. You got to secure it. Getting your handcuff is probably one of the most important things in the late rounds in fantasy. Yeah, you want to look for upside, but you need safety with your team.
Yep. Another thing about handcuffs, like let's say I have a guy like DeAndre Swift, that's going to be extremely hard to get his handcuff with Kyle Monangai because some people are going to take him, as we saw Hunter, take him as a safe pick in that eighth round, in the ninth round. So thinking about that, I feel like I would just go for an upside guy because DeAndre Swift gets hurt. I need an upside pick for my running back.
And that I feel like that was also kind of a problem. I know Gibbs really wasn't that hurt in the recent years, but that's kind of it was kind of a problem the years before because you can never get Montgomery with him. Now here I'm at the 10th round and I can get Pacheco here late. And if
Yep.
if Pacheco's not the same player as Montgomery, obviously, but you can definitely plug him in your lineup and expect at least RB2 numbers from him if anything were to
Yeah.
happen to
Yep. That's a
Gibbs.
money pick right there.
Yeah.
That's a great
And
pick.
I'm getting my sleepers today. I'm going Quentin Johnson here in the 11th round. I really like
Hey,
him. I really like him. I really do think as my receiver four after the three guys that went in the second, third, and fourth round. I really do think it's a good guy that you can have as your receiver four and you can plug into your lineup if you need him as a flex. I do think it's a good spot for him.
we saw you take Lad at the 412, which I think is very late for Lad.
Yeah.
He should be in that middle of the fourth round range. So you have both Lad and Quentin, who Quentin can play better than Lad sometimes. At
That
some
offense is just going to be so good at.
exactly.
I don't even mind because I mean it's a 7 round difference between the two picks. I don't mind the doubling up on the Chargers offense. And John,
Yeah.
you're up here at 11-6.
Here's another sleeper that I forgot to talk about was Jalen Coker. Jalen Coker was a stud down the stretch for the Carolina Panthers. He really took over as the number 2 wide receiver for the Panthers because Xavier Legette looks like a draft bust. The undrafted free agent Coker looks like he took a step forward. He already had a great season a year ago, and the last season he stepped up down the road and he was a starter for them in that playoff game and the last couple of weeks of the season. He really turned the page. And late round filler pick, I'm hoping to get a bench or flex numbers, or if not a trade piece to help my team in the future.
See right here, I took Travis Etienne. I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara as his handcuff in the late rounds. He kind of just fell in my lap. I really would not expect him this late, because some guys will probably see Alvin Kamara and take him, and the name value over there. But I feel like that's a great fall in my lap, especially having Travis Etienne. And my next pick, I still need a tight end. I'm going to win the tight end because I have a guy in mind who is going to be a sleeper breakout this year. Right here, I'm going to take Khalil Shakir with the Buffalo Bills. We know what he can do. We know DJ Moore is there, but Shakir, I mean, he's just consistency. So I feel like I do have a lot of consistent guys on this squad.
I like the Kamara pick, not just because he's your handcuff, but also there's been many trade rumors around him. So if he's a candidate
Yeah.
that can be traded at the
Yeah.
deadline midseason, you can get real starter value out of him, not just being a handcuff.
I mean, he's still Alvin Kamara. We're talking about a third round pick last year. So
Hmm.
I mean, I
So
feel like this
here in
skill.
this draft, where I'm at right now, I took Kittle. I'm not sure about the health with Kittle. Like I said, he said he's going to play week 1. We haven't heard an update from the team. Here's a guy I liked after the combine, and I'm glad my Jets took him. I'm going to take Kenyon Sadiq.
I like that.
Upside there.
We've
Look
seen
at Geno taking it.
we've seen the last 2 years between Bowers and Warren that these first round highly, and even Love last year too, these first round guys that are drafted high in like the real NFL draft, like they have real value and they're really good for their rookie years, really. And Laporta too, even a couple years back, he was a second round pick, but still he was very good. No, I'm
Right.
up here in the 12th round. I'm looking for a high upside receiver. I don't really think I need to go tight end or another or backup quarterback yet. I do think I really got 2 highly warranted guys, and I'm going to take the second year player. I'm going to take Jaden Higgins here. I like the value. I mean, I know Tank Dell's coming back, but I do expect like a little second year jump from him. I think Stroud has to be better this year compared to he was last year.
Yep.
Yeah, he's fighting for a contract.
Yeah.
I expect Stroud to play somewhat better, but because we know what Stroud can do. We've seen
Mhm.
it 2 seasons ago, but he's got to get on track. He needs
And
to.
I'm up here again in the 13th. I kind of like the strategy. I'm going Brian Robinson. I'm gonna take that Bijan handcuff, and if anything happens to Bijan, I got the Falcons RB1. So
And Brian
I like
Robinson we saw what he can do with Commanders that one year. He's got the skill definitely to be an like let's say if Bijan gets hurt to be in that RB2 in the whole league.
mhm.
Not I mean RB like in the RB 13 to 24
Yeah.
range, not actually the
So
RB2.
this is gonna be the last round we do. We're not gonna draft defensive kicker as the whole draft is basically auto
Yeah,
picks. We're gonna finish it with this round here.
and this is the guy that I've liked in drafts. I'm gonna take Chris Bell here, coming off an ACL tear from college. I mean, I'm not really sure when he's expected to take the field, but even if he doesn't make it on the field right away, someone could put in my IR spot. But I hope he can play because the Dolphins got rid of everybody.
Mhm.
This guy can. Hopefully, he's the wide receiver one. At the late round picks, if anything, he's a guy I cut before the season starts. It's my 14th round pick. It's at the end of the day, it's not that bad.
Yep.
So with the last pick we're gonna do, I still need a tight end, obviously. So right now we have Mark Andrews, Hunter Henry, but they're gonna be better than this guy. But I want to show you. I'm gonna pick Greg Dulcich here. I think that this guy can be something else this year. I know it's a shaky pick, but we posted on Twitter. Check out our Twitter. Greg Dulcich had some really good stats towards the end of the year, and I feel like this guy can be something else. Look at the receivers they have: Malik Washington, Jalen Tolbert, um, Jalen Waddle's gone, Tyreek Hill's gone, a new quarterback, Malik Willis. I feel like this guy can, sneakily put up a solid tight end season.
All right, so we're gonna call our draft finish. We're gonna put together our teams and we're gonna compare them in this next section here. Okay, so these are the end results from our teams. Once again, I was at the 101, Rob at the 112, and John at the 106. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Let us know which team you think is best and what strategy worked the best. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Yep. Like, subscribe. See you guys
Like,
next video.
subscribe.